Come sit right here. Next to me. Yours is so beautiful. What the F? Look at that. Yeah, look at mine. Oh no. Oh my. Look at him go. He's going. He's going. Good morning. What do you say?
To what?
When someone says good morning.
Hi, how are you?
I wanted to do a little story time. A couple weeks ago, I got my film developed from going up to Northern California. If you watched a couple vlogs back, I went on a little like 10-day camping trip. When I went to go get those rolls of film developed, I also brought with me 4 rolls of film that I had found when I found my dad's film camera. When he passed away 6 years ago, when I was going through and cleaning out his condo, he had a bunch of film cameras and film, and at that time it meant nothing to me because I just wasn't into photography at all, and I was just like, okay, like it was one of the billion things that I had to do, so I just like packed it in a box and put it away. And then a couple years ago when I was like, oh my gosh, my dad had really cool film cameras that I want to use, and I went to find that box and brought out this camera. And also at that time I just saw like rolls of film and I just figured that they hadn't been used yet. And then recently I remembered that I had those rolls of film and I looked at them and I noticed there was no like little piece of extra film that was sticking out of it. So I was like, oh my goodness, the rolls of film have been used. My dad like took photos on these rolls of film and I need to get these developed because like what the heck, wow. So when I went to drop off my Northern California film to get developed, I also brought those 4 rolls of film. Turns out that 3 of the rolls of film, unfortunately, they were old and the film was just basically black. But 1 roll of film came out, and when I saw the preview of like the little thumbnails basically of the pictures, I saw that there was a couple with my dad in them and a few with me as a kid, and I was like, oh my gosh, like this roll of film was legitimately like 20 years old. And I like raced home and put the CD into my computer, and going through the pictures, it was kind of like the coolest thing ever. Looking at them, it was weird to see me as a kid that was like, I was probably literally like 7 or 8 or 9, and all these little moments that were captured, and just to know that it was stuck in this little canister and just then released in the world. So that was really exciting. Also just finding a picture of my dad and my grandma at the beach in Huntington Beach, and the fact that they're both not here is just like really special and lovely to see that. So it was just a wonderful little treat, and it's just another reminder that it's all about the simple things in life. I am home now. Okay, so for the rest of this vlog, I am going to talk about a couple of photos that I took in Northern California and the settings that I used for all of those who are interested in getting into film photography. I am definitely no pro. I am just a hobbyist, so maybe just don't listen to me, but let's get started. The first picture I'm going to talk about is this one. I just had this idea of a picture I wanted to take while driving of like possibly a fence or something and the background of nature behind it. We were driving through this small town and then I saw a strawberry sign and I was like, perfect, I'm gonna capture that strawberry sign. Very fast, I set my shutter speed to 1000, which is the fastest that my camera goes, so that it would hopefully not be blurry because we were moving, and I got it. And I was so happy that it came out clear. It's just very simple, but I just love this photo. You can even see the phone lines in the background and just the shadow that the strawberry sign cast on the fence. I love too. Also going back, I brought 2 rolls of film with me to Northern California and they were both Kodak Portra 400. I chose those ones to bring with me because the Portra, it's more like bluey green, and because I knew that I was going to be shooting a lot of greenery and just trees and the beach and the ocean and lots of blues in the sky and all that good stuff, I wanted to bring that particular film with me. So the next photo, I wanted to get a picture of our pitch tent with the background of just like the forest. I also waited till that time of day where the sun was already starting to go down and it was right behind the tent. I set the aperture of this one to be like a lower, I think maybe 4 or 5.6, just so that I would have more focus on the tent and not so much as the background. I wanted it to be a little bit more blurry than how it turned out, but I still love this photo. Yay! So I got a little carried away with plants. I have so many pictures like this, but I don't care, I just love it. So I would set my, like the last picture, my f-stop to a lower f-stop, so the background would be just like a little bit like hazier, not so defined, and all the focus would be on the front. I don't know what those plants are called. Whatever they are, I love photographing them, and I love like the brown color that they have against the blue. I knew that it was very beautiful. This picture, I wanted to capture the little footprints as well as the beautiful foggy clouds in the background. And I just really appreciated the textures, the grainy sand. It was like a rocky beach that we were at, and then like the water, and then just like the cloudy haziness, fogginess of the clouds. And yeah, I definitely didn't plan on the little beautiful sun flares there, and I was very surprised, and I was like, whoa, look at that. Again, with this one, I was like, flowers, nature, I need to get this. A lower f-stop to just focus on the foreground of the flowers, and you can see the trees are blurry in it. And I'm also happy that it came in focus, because actually a lot of the times that I take pictures like this, it actually is a little bit blurry. I'm still like, it's still try and error for everything for me, and I can already think of some from this roll of film that like came out blurry. But I'm glad this one came out because I really love the yellow with all the green and the blue in this. Yay! Obviously these are the pictures that I really liked my exposure, because I'm still learning and experimenting. I make a lot of mistakes and a lot are like still overexposed and still underexposed, but these particular photos I was like, yes, came out. This I loved so much. I set my shutter speed really high so that it would capture like the waves in that split second rather than like flowy. As you can see, the foreground is very blurry, but I wanted it in there. I was like, I'm just gonna like lower my camera so I can get a little bit of these plants in there. But I really wanted to take a picture of the water, and so I'm so high up that I set my focus point to infinity and had a higher shutter speed. And it was really foggy, and it just like came out with this cool haziness, and oh, I don't know, I just love it, and I'm so glad it came out. And I actually really love how the mountains were really dark. I'm just noticing it now, so like it looks like all the focus is on the water, which is awesome that that happened. This guy, he's just looking at me with that eye. Or maybe he's not. I freaked out and ran over to these guys. I did the same, set my aperture low so that the background will be blurry. Ooh, I'm just noticing like all the little details. It's so cool because I feel like when you're looking around to take photos, you like notice little things like little details and stuff, but I feel like there's no limit to that. Like I'm just like, what the? Look at that too. So I don't know, it's really cool to even other things that I didn't notice before. And the tree, look at the leaves. Oh my gosh. This guy, there were seagulls that were flying around, and I was like, I'm gonna get ya. I set my shutter speed to 1000 to get the seagull to not be blurry, and there he is, got him. This one messed up, but it's still kind of cool. Again, like this was one of the foreground photos that I wanted to take to be clear and then the background blurry. I don't know, maybe someone can answer this in the comments. Was this a problem with my film, like I cranked it a little bit too far? Or a problem with when it was being developed and scanned that it actually is going into the next photo. Whatever happened, I like it, it's cool. But I do wish that this photo came out where the leaves in the front are clear, but it's okay. This was right in the area where that seagull was. I just really love the fact that there were different textures, trees, and then the water, and then smooth sand, and then steps in the sand, and then these plants that were right here. I don't know, I just really liked it. It's so funny because when you're just walking around and living life, you're just like, oh, this is nice. But I just love capturing it too. And then just on film, I just love how it brings out certain colors and the shadows and everything. So I just love it. Those are a few of my the pictures that turned out of 2 rolls that I took with me. I just hope that this reminds you to do things that make you happy. Find something that makes you happy and just implement it into your life, hopefully daily if you can. Yeah. Side note, if you follow me on Instagram and you watch my Instagram stories, I went to an estate sale this past weekend. There was literally just a sign on the corner that was like, estate sale this weekend. I was like, estate sale, maybe there's some cameras there. And I found a new baby. Oh my gosh. It's so beautiful. It's a medium format camera, which I don't own. So this is my first medium format camera and I'm so excited to play with it. Basically, I was like, okay, I want this camera. And they ended up giving me like 2 cases and all the knickknacks that it came with and 5 lenses, I'm not even joking. And yeah, it was like, I was just a very, very happy girl. So I'll definitely do a video soon of my estate sale haul. I'm so excited to learn and grow because I know nothing about him as of right now. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I love you, and I hope that you have an amazing rest of your week. I will see you next week.